What the flip is up, guys? It's your girl Brooklyn and welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I'm really excited about it. I was actually planning on waiting a little longer to do this video, but I've been getting a lot of questions on Instagram about my postpartum journey. I figured I would just make a YouTube video and throw everything all here. That way it would just be a lot easier for everyone. So I'm really excited to do this video with you guys, kind of share my postpartum experience with y'all, and yeah, just kind of update y'all. I feel like I haven't sat down and talked with y'all in a while, so this is gonna be juicy. So I am on a bit of a time crunch here, so I'm gonna try and knock this video out as quick as I can. She is currently snoozing. I don't know if y'all could see her very well. She's like a little kangaroo in there. She's like knocked out, but she's gonna wake up here shortly to eat. If you see me looking down at my phone, it's because I have all of the questions here. But as you can tell from the title of today's video, we are gonna be doing a postpartum Q&A. I absolutely enjoy sharing all of my info with you guys. I don't know. I like to be honest and raw and real with y'all, and I feel like a lot of people online don't really get into the nitty-gritty of birth and afterbirth, and there is so much about it that you don't know until you kind of experience it. And I, for one, am the kind of person where I like to plan ahead. I want to know stuff ahead of time. I just like to know all the nitty-gritty details, and a lot of people don't really share the nitty-gritty details, which makes sense. It's a little bit of TMI, to say the least. So as always, I hope you guys enjoy today's video. If you do, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe because it really helps support my channel. And let's just hop into this Q&A. I'm really excited about these questions. A lot of them are pretty TMI. It's stuff that I would like discuss with my best friend or my girlfriends that I'm really close with. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for everyone who went to my Instagram and participated in these questions in my Q&A. I really love being able to engage with you guys on there, and I just love hearing what y'all are interested in and all that fun stuff. So question numero uno. Do the doctors really shave you down there? I heard they did, or did you shave yourself? So if you didn't already know, I actually had a scheduled C-section. Charlie was breech, so they wanted me to go in at 39 weeks before I went into active labor. The doctors did not shave me. I actually shaved myself, and I was told that I was not able to shave myself 3 days prior to the surgery itself. So I shaved myself, I believe, on Tuesday night, and I had my C-section on Friday afternoon. If I didn't shave myself, I'm assuming they would have shaved at least a little bit so that they could make the incision. But yeah, I shaved myself. The doctors did not shave me. Question number 2, how is afterbirth contractions? Ooh, so that is definitely a real thing. As your body is starting to, you know, kind of go back to normal, if you will, all of your organs and all of that fun stuff is slowly making its way back down because, you know, it was shoved all the way up because of baby. Your uterus is shrinking back down. You definitely do feel contractions, and they are pretty intense, but it wasn't anything crazy. And to be honest, I was so out of it and so over the moon and like worried about her and engaging with her that I didn't really notice the contractions all that much. I will say the one part that sucked is they push on your tummy to kind of get all of that excess stuff out. They want to make sure that they get all the blood and clotting and stuff out. So they will come in and push on your belly. The first hour, I think it's like every 15 minutes or something like that. And then as the day goes on, it spreads out. But yeah, that was no fun. Afterbirth contractions are definitely a real thing, but it's not what you think. At least for me, in my experience, it wasn't anything crazy bad. Okay, question number 3, how are you feeling? I really appreciated these kinds of questions. A lot of people were just kind of asking me how my mental health has been, how I'm doing, how I'm handling everything. Postpartum depression is a real thing, and I haven't ever experienced depression before in my life. I don't know much about it, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I do. I'm not a medical professional in any way, shape, or form, but it is definitely a real thing, and I would definitely say that you should reach out to your doctor if you are experiencing any of this, and to not feel guilty. It is completely normal. So many women go through this, so I really do appreciate everyone checking in on me and making sure that I'm doing okay. I luckily have been feeling really wonderful. I haven't experienced anything like that. I will say that it is a very emotional ride, and you are very, very hormonal, and a lot of people did give me a heads up before, you know, giving birth that your hormones are going to be racing and all over the place. And you know, you can kind of try and mentally prepare yourself for it, but I feel like it's one of those things that you can't prepare for. you just have to go through it. And I will say that everyone was completely right. Your hormones are all over the place and everything moves so quickly that you don't really have time to process what truly is happening. And the fact that you literally just brought a life into this world, before you know it, you're bringing this child home by yourself and you have to take care of it and make sure everything's good. So it's definitely a crazy emotional first few days. I'll say the first week for me was pretty rough. It went by so fast, and now that I look back, it was a blur. For example, there was a night, it was probably the third or fourth night maybe that we had her home, and Danny and I were sitting in bed and I just lost it. I was looking at her, we were about to lay her down, and I just started bawling my eyes out to the point where poor Danny didn't know what to do. He was like messaging my best friend who recently had a baby. Her baby is 6 months old. Oh, he's just the cutest thing in the world. But he was messaging her to kind of like get her point of view and see, you know, what was going on with me, because I am absolutely horrified of SIDS. And for some reason, this night, I just was scared to death to lay her down in her bassinet. And I'm not gonna lie, I still am terrified of this. I wake up constantly throughout the night looking at her chest, making sure she's breathing. I do it when she's in her car seat. I do it when she's sitting in her swing. It's definitely an emotional roller coaster. It was emotions and feelings that I hadn't felt the entire pregnancy, and it was a lot. It's a lot to take in. So definitely take care of yourself. Make sure that you are mentally okay. And if you're not, that's okay. And just reach out to someone, talk to people, voice it. Make sure that you discuss it with your partner so they know where your headspace is. Don't keep it in and don't keep quiet, because I feel like that would make it 10 times worse for you. Again, thank you guys so much for checking on me. I'm doing really, really well. I feel great. Baby and I are connecting so well. It's been an amazing journey so far, but I've definitely had my emotional moments and days for sure, to say the least. So, okay, question number 4. When does the bleeding stop? I'm gonna be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea. I am actually still bleeding. I'm not bleeding as much as I was. I'm 4 weeks postpartum right now. I thought that with a cesarean, my naive self thought that you wouldn't bleed at all. I'm like, oh, they're gonna go in there and scoop everything out. Like, there won't be anything left over to come out of my vag. I was wrong. I heard that you bleed more when you have a cesarean rather than you do when you have a vaginal delivery. How true that is, I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I'm still bleeding. I'm hoping it's gonna stop, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm sick of wearing pads. I can't even wear leggings right now because you can see the outline of my freaking granny panties. But we'll see. All right, question number 5. Did they give you an epidural for your surgery? If so, were you awake when they gave it? No, they did not give me an epidural. They gave me something similar. It's called a spinal. I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely terrified for this. It wasn't the needle that scared me. I was terrified of not being able to feel my legs. No, I was not asleep for it. I was awake for the entire thing. I will say the spinal works very, very quickly. It didn't hurt. Mainly you feel pressure. That's the best way to explain it. You can feel your leg, like everything is numb, but you can still feel pressure. I'm sorry, that was a long response to such a short question. No, I didn't get an epidural. I got a spinal, and yes, I was awake for it. So number 6 is, did you get a catheter? If so, did it hurt when they put it in / took it out? So yes, I did get a catheter. No, it did not hurt at all going in. They actually didn't put the catheter in until after they gave me my spinal. So I was completely numb down there. I didn't feel it at all. And then coming out, it honestly wasn't that bad. It was a little pressure, maybe like a slight burning. It was a very, very quick in and out thing. And honestly, I absolutely loved having a catheter, as bizarre as that sounds, because for the first time in 9 months, I did not feel the urge to pee, and it was amazing. Number 7, is the first time going to the bathroom really awful? For me, yeah, it sucked. I don't know if y'all are referring to peeing or pooping, so I'll just cover both. Peeing was an absolute nightmare because I had a C-section. It's a major abdominal surgery, and I was not feeling great at all. Your muscles contract when you're squeezing your urine out. The first time I was almost in tears, but the more you pee and use those muscles, the less and less it hurts. And I was terrified to poop for the first time, but honestly, pooping wasn't that bad. Kind of the same experience, because your tummy kind of tightens whenever, you know, you're doing your business, but it really wasn't that bad because I didn't poop for a few days after the surgery. I didn't poop for probably a week or so. It wasn't as bad as my first time urinating, if I'm comparing the two. Ooh, okay, so this is a really good question. Do you miss life before baby? This is a really tough question because no, I cannot picture life before her anymore. I don't want to picture life before her. I absolutely love this child more than anything on the planet. She is my little best friend. I just want her to go everywhere with me. Before getting pregnant, I knew that that I wanted kids, but at the same time, I was very much selfish in the sense that I was still in a state of mind where I wanted to travel and I wanted to experience a lot more things before starting a family. So I was really scared for how I was gonna feel after baby, but it has been amazing. But no, I don't miss life before baby, and I'm gonna be honest, I thought that I would. I miss how easy it is to do things now because I have to tend to her, obviously. Things that I used to do just throughout my normal routine, like sweep and mop the floors, do the dishes, mowing the lawn, that kind of stuff that I used to just could go and do whenever I wanted, obviously is not a thing anymore, and I might be halfway in the middle of doing something and I've got to stop because she wakes up and wants to feed and wants to be held and wants to be stimulated. So it's been an adjustment trying to get used to putting things that I'm used to just knocking out of the way on hold. But no, I definitely do not miss life before baby. Y'all, this child is like me and she is like a freaking furnace and I am like sweating. I was gonna change and I'm wearing this thick behind sweater, dress, pajama set, and I'm dying. Your girl's cooking up in here. Anywho, number 9, what has been the biggest struggle so far? Baby blues, etc. So I think the biggest struggle for me up until this point has been being confined in the house. If you know me at all, if you followed my channel for any amount of time, you will know that I am a very active person. I think I say this in almost every video that I make. I am everything but an introvert. I thrive being around people. I thrive being outside. Your girl needs her sunshine, and due to everything going on in the world right now, we are obviously not allowed to go anywhere and a lot of things are shut down at the moment. But not only that, but I have a newborn and I don't want to take her outside, especially with what's going on in the world right now. We have just been confined to the safety of our home. That I think has been the biggest struggle, just because my entire routine that I have had for a very long time up until the, point of me having a baby is completely different now. So that's been a little tough adjusting to that because I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. The only adult human interaction that I get is with Danny, and I just have my little munchkin and I love hanging out with her. She just doesn't talk to me yet. So, but other than that, it's been great. That's probably been the biggest struggle for me, is being stuck inside. I don't like that. All right, question number 10, does breastfeeding hurt? Was it hard to get your baby to start breastfeeding? Ooh, I love this question because I absolutely love breastfeeding. Does breastfeeding hurt? Yes, it can. Does it always hurt? No, but it definitely can. For example, little mama just went through a growth spurt not too long ago. Like I stated earlier, she's 4 weeks old, and around her 3-week mark, she went through a growth spurt and she was cluster feeding a lot. So that just means she was eating a lot. And for me, I don't have like a set schedule when I feed her. I breastfeed on demand. So when she's hungry, I feed her. And yeah, it just seemed for that week, she was on the boob constantly, and your nipples get very raw and they get sore and they get sensitive, having a baby on them all the time. So it can definitely get sore. I know the first like week or so, mine started like almost getting scabby. So I had to put nipple cream on them a lot. I also recommend using breast milk. One of my friends told me that, and breast milk is a freaking miracle. It like cleared them up instantly. It was amazing, and it's free. I mean, it's coming out of your body, so why not? And was it hard to get her to start breastfeeding? No. I was very, very lucky in that sense. I know one of my friends, I mentioned her earlier, Jessica, her little boy, he didn't latch for like the first week, so she struggled with that. I luckily didn't have an issue with her latching at all. They literally put her to my boob and she instantly latched, and she's like her mom and her dad. She loves her food, so that's for sure. Number 11, did it hurt the first time you walked / stood / sat down, etc.? Just moved around after your C-section? Yes. In short, yes, it hurt very much. I couldn't stand up straight when I first started walking because it stretches and pulls those muscles and it does not feel good. I had to have help walking the first few days. I remember the first time that we came home, I wanted to shower and Danny actually had to bathe me. Oh, Lord love him for this. I feel so bad that he had to do that, but we had to put a chair inside our shower because I could not stand. I had to sit in the chair and then he had to bathe me. It was a not so fun experience, but I will say, if I can give you any advice, if you're having a C-section, get up and start walking as quickly as you can. It truly does help the recovery process go by so much faster. I think what also hindered me is I kept trying to do too much too soon. So you really need to listen to your body. Just take it slow. Let people help you. Don't try and do everything by yourself. Accept the help and just let it happen. Allow your body to heal, because like I said earlier, you just went through major abdominal surgery and had a baby. Give yourself some credit. Oh, this is a TMI question. Did it hurt the first time you had sex after baby? So I don't know. I haven't had sex yet. I am only 4 weeks postpartum right now, and I am not allowed to have sex at least for another 2 weeks. Yeah, so I don't know. That is a question I'm gonna have to keep y'all posted on, because I have not experienced it yet. I'm not gonna lie, I can tell you that I'm nervous that it's gonna hurt. Okay, so question number 13, was it hard to lose the baby weight, and how much did you gain during your pregnancy? So I gained roughly 30 pounds during my pregnancy. I started out at 135 pounds, and actually at the beginning of the pregnancy, I lost some weight, which I thought was kind of odd, and I pretty much stayed at 135 my whole pregnancy up until the end. That's when I really started noticing a lot of my weight gain. The last time that I was weighed before having her was at my 38-week OB appointment, and I weighed 164 pounds. Yeah, I weighed 164.8. In the hospital, they didn't weigh me when I went in for my C-section. They just asked me how much I weighed, and I gave them that weight because I don't have a scale at home, so I hadn't weighed myself at all. And then they didn't weigh me in the hospital at all. And if they did, they didn't tell me what my weight was, so I have no idea what my weight was. And like I mentioned, I don't have a scale, so I didn't get to weigh myself until about 2 days ago. Actually, I was at my grandparents' house the day she turned 4 weeks old, and when I went to the restroom, there was a scale in there, and I was curious. I was like, I want to see how much I weigh. As of 2 days ago, I weigh 129 pounds. I weigh 129.2, so I weigh less now than I did before getting pregnant. So that just goes to show you how much muscle I have lost during this pregnancy. But I definitely think that a lot of my weight loss had to do with breastfeeding. I've always heard that breastfeeding helps you lose the baby weight, so I definitely think that that had a lot to do with it. She's waking up. We're almost done, so I'm gonna see if I can get through these next few questions. Number 14, how long did the C-section actually take? So the C-section itself was a very, very quick process. It might have taken an hour from start to finish. That was with them prepping me for the surgery, the actual surgery, and them, you know, sewing me up and build me up to recovery. So all in all, it probably took about an hour. The procedure itself legit felt like 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna try and hurry and get these done. So this question is actually kind of similar to one that I answered earlier when y'all were asking me about struggles and baby blues. What has been the hardest part of your postpartum journey so far? And like I mentioned earlier, quarantine is definitely a big one, but I also should have mentioned that because I am breastfeeding on demand, I can't really go and do anything by myself right now, so I don't really get me time, and that has honestly been a little bit of a struggle. I absolutely love her. I want her with me constantly. I love that she wants to cuddle all the time, but I definitely still need me time, and I don't really get that right now. If I go anywhere, I can only leave her for short periods of time because I am her only food source at the moment. My breast pump has yet to come in. That is a nightmare and a story all on its own. I'm supposed to be getting it this week. I've got the little Hakas, which are wonderful. You know, I can pump a little and leave Danny some food, but this child eats so much that, yeah, I can't leave her for long periods of time. So the only form of me time that I get at the moment is like in the shower. I don't always get to really enjoy my showers and take a long warm shower. I've got to like get in and get out because she's screaming and wants to be fed and all this fun stuff. That's definitely been a struggle too, so I wanted to throw that in here because I forgot to mention it earlier. Number 16, is your scar really big and noticeable? Yes and no. So where they cut you is actually on your bikini line, so it is very low. And since I have a dress on right now, I'm not gonna lift my skirt and show y'all, but basically it's about 10 inches long. Right now it's pretty noticeable because it's still new, so it's a darker scar. Over time as it heals, at least with my experience with other scars, it will lighten, the swelling will go down, the scar tissue won't be as drastic. Right now it's actually kind of puffy still, and it's pretty inflamed in certain areas, but it's gone down so much since the day that they did it. It's nuts how much better it looks now compared to 4 weeks ago. So I can only imagine what it's gonna look like in the next 4 weeks. Like I said, it is very, very low. They cut you on your bikini line. line, so it's hidden by your underwear, shorts, a bathing suit, you know, stuff like that. Okay, number 17. What was your experience in the hospital like compared to a vaginal delivery? I can't really speak on a vaginal delivery because I've never had one, but I have watched a lot of birth vlogs, and if I was comparing my experience to theirs, in short, I would say that my experience was just a lot less stressful and very quick. The process of my experience, I said it like a million times in my birth vlog. If you haven't seen my birth vlog, I'll be sure to put a link for that in the description box below for you guys. But basically, we checked in at 10:30. They walked us up to our room, probably closer to 11. I got in there. They had me change into a hospital gown. I got on the bed. They hooked me up to my IVs, explained what was going on. We had to fill out some paperwork, so the nurses asked us a bunch of questions. The anesthesiologist came in and my OB came in, same thing. She kind of explained what was gonna go down. They prepped me, gave me the meds that they needed around 12. They wheeled me back. You know, within 10 to 15 minutes of me being in the OR, they had me completely ready for the procedure. So to give you a better idea, we checked in the hospital at 10:30 and we had her at 12:56. So it was a very, very quick process. And I feel like with a vaginal delivery, you just don't ever know what's gonna happen. You could be in labor for a few hours and have your baby. You could go in and be in labor for, you know, like a day and have your baby. You go in not knowing when you're gonna see your child, whereas us, we went in and we knew. It was so calm, like everyone was calm and there was no tension. It was unbelievably relaxed. We went in within 3 hours, not even, within 2.5 hours, we had our daughter, and I was only in the hospital for 2 days before I went home. So it was just a completely different experience than what I envision a vaginal delivery going like. Again, like I said, I don't really know because I've never had a vaginal delivery. Okay guys, I know I said this earlier, but we are legit almost done. Number 18, are you currently on birth control? No, I'm not, but I actually spoke with my OB at my 2-week appointment, and I am going to be getting back on birth control when I go in for my 6-week appointment. So yeah, not on birth control at the moment, but I am getting on birth control as soon as my OB will allow it. Your girl is not trying to get pregnant right now. Number 19, did you get staples or sutures? I got sutures, and the ones that I got just dissolved, so I didn't have to like go back in and get them removed or anything. I don't know the difference. I don't know about all that, but yeah, I had sutures. All right, and we have reached the final question. Question number 20. How long after birth did you start to feel like yourself again? Walking, moving around, etc. About a week after my surgery, I started to slightly feel like myself again. I was still really sore. There was a lot I couldn't do. I would say probably closer to 2 weeks postpartum is when I really started feeling like myself again. I was able to move around a lot easier. I wasn't in as much pain as before, but week 3, completely different game. But it probably took me a good 2 weeks before I really started feeling like myself again, where I was able to move around a lot easier and stuff like that. I don't want to rush the outro, but my camera is dying. It's not even telling me a percentage anymore, so I'm gonna make this quick. That is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If I didn't get to your question, or if I didn't point on anything that you're curious about and you have another question or whatever, be sure to drop me a comment below or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get back to you guys and answer whatever I can for you. I love making these kinds of videos. So if you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe because it really helps support my channel, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.